Yeah, thank you very much to all the participants and the talks we have heard. And there has been a lot of proposals. I would just like to sum up with few highlights. And you may agree or may not agree, but it's just for the thought process and for discussion and to enrich ourselves to have further discussions on a very topical subject about Bangladesh first. My first, I think I identify that we have a serious identity crisis. I hope did we ever realize that we are the only Muslim country which does not have a Muslim neighbor? Every Muslim country has a Muslim neighbor. We are in a sea of non-Muslims. So our challenges, our security threats are much more intense, much more significant than any other. But we tend to forget this totally. And in forgetting, we then try to forget our past, that whether we are secularist or we are Islamist. Our forefathers in 1947 had already decided we are Islamist, not secularist. Otherwise, the Indo-Pak sub-Peninsula should not have been broken. When Sarwadi proposed in 1936, before this two-nation theory, that we can have a secular Greater Bengal, including Assam, Meghalaya, East Bengal, West Bengal, Odisha. But India very quickly refused it. Persons like Gandhi, Patel, Nehru, because they clearly understood the numerical number is not in their favor. And that numerical number was that if this could be a state, a secular state, it's the Muslims who will ultimately rule, not the Hindus. And it's not again on the religious issue that threw away the concept of a secular Greater Bengal, because ultimately it is the Islamist that we ultimately in 47 or forefathers agreed. So to debate on a subject which our forefathers or grandfathers have already decided, I think we are using our time, futilely wasting our time. I think we should bury that. We have to be on the line that we are Islamist. Islamic, we may have a secular values in it, but our identity, our main focus is that we are Islamist, and our policy should dictate on that. Now there has been discussion about domestic policy versus foreign policy versus defense policy. We are the largest homogeneous people, yet we could not have a cohesive, homogeneous domestic policy. We are the most divisive nation. The homogeneity is supposed to be strength, we just could not cultivate. And it is because of our internal conflict within our society, within our mohallas, inter-district, pokke, pipokke, all these have so much so divided us that we find the national unity is a very difficult issue. And unless we resolve this, I think we have no future. As far as foreign policy is concerned, then there is also a struggle. What foreign policy do, what defense policy should do. I was very surprised, very recently. I'm telling you, I shouldn't share, but I tend to share. I had a discussion with the National Security Advisor. What had been happening in the recent past. I gave him a message that I would like to talk to you on certain issues. He gave me a call. Then I said that, what are you trying to pursue in the name of corridor? He said, why are you telling me? I said, yes, you are the one who coined it. I said, haven't your government said, the foreign advisor, that we got a proposal and we have given consent to that proposal. So there are few grey areas here. What are the grey areas which the government didn't say? Who gave the proposal? It's not, we don't know as yet. Second, what was in the proposal? We don't know as yet what are the terms and conditions of the proposal. Third, as a Bangladeshi, first I would like to know what take we have, what we have for us. We don't know any of this. Then he straightway told me, which very surprised me, that why are you telling me this? You should tell this the foreign advisor. I said, what are you talking? How can a national security advisor disown what a foreign advisor has said? Aren't you the other side of the same coin of the same government? So if this is the perception of our foreign policy, lack of cohesion between these two agencies, God help, where we are going to achieve our cohesion, our national unity, I really do not know. For a very, very long time, the foreign policy had been absolutely sailing on its own. Most focused on the political agenda of the previous fascist regime. They were more focused on having a corner for Bangabandhu as opposed to pursuing the diplomacy and proper foreign policy. We are a small nation, as Zik kindly said. It is more important that our foreign policy has to be very articulate, very calculated. Every word that is said is very important. Why couldn't in the same statement our foreign ministry could not stand up, as Zik had pointed out? It's very sad because our survivability depends on standing up for the right cause. The greater global order after Second World War has been totally thrown away by the Americans. Are we to support? Are we to keep quiet on it? Then what's our future? So I strongly feel that foreign policy and defense policy must go hand in gloves. They must stand parallel, converge to our ultimate, the national sovereignty issue. If we don't have this convergence of the foreign policy and diplomacy and the military defense policy, I think we are just moving a haywire, every department working on its own. As General Amsamin has said, we have no dedicated intelligence agency. People go on contract service, temporary service, and then go back. It's not only intelligence only. Tell me one sector we have developed people dedicated to that ministry. The other day I read an article, one of the joint secretaries joined an AI conference in Singapore. The guy, I doubt, as people said in the post, whether he can operate a laptop. So he is representing Bangladesh in an AI conference. So imagine, so where is our specialty? In no sector we have any specialized person. We have never had it. Everything is centered on bureaucracy and also civil service. They are the jack of all trades, master of all trades. We have pampered bureaucracy so much that nobody is interested to do any research work. Whereas we should have pampered the people who will do research work. People of Bangladesh has a lot of talent. They are all going away. Because the bureaucracy is the supreme in everything. How can this secretary, who has studied probably in just economics or say for engineering, is the secretary of the health? Who has no knowledge of the agriculture is the secretary of agriculture. Likewise, you name anything. We have never developed any specialized sector in it. I think this one issue we need to seriously look into. We talked about deterrence. Yes, unless we have a limited deterrence, we are just like a tokai in the international market. If you have a deterrence, people will give you a chair, people will listen to you. If you have don't deterrence, our foreign diplomats, they just go sit, take a coffee and go back. Nobody will listen what you say. People will walk out the moment you go into the stage to say something. So we need a limited deterrence. And recently, the other day I also talked and so did their Vice Marshal. What is our actually, when we talk about the our protection from the aerial threat, where we stand? And we very often said, we are a poor country, we can't. This is absolutely pessimistic view. I'll just give you some statistics to compare the deterrence of Pakistan and deterrence of Bangladesh. You'll be surprised. Pakistan has a GDP of 411 billion. Bangladesh has 467 billion. We are more than Pakistan. Their per capita income is 1,824 as of 2025. Our is 2,820 per capita. We are much more than Pakistan. Who said we are economically weak? It's the mental mindset. We haven't been able to come out of it. Then defense budget, Pakistan has 9 billion and we have 3.4 billion. The Pakistan allocates 14.5% and we allocate something around 3%. 2.5 to 3%. So if we say that we cannot have a deterrence, we have an enemy all around, this mindset we must have to come out of it. We are suffering from a fear psychosis that we are encircled from all sides by India. Some even say 4 sides, not even 3 sides. To overemphasize their point, why should you have a defense, why should you have a deterrence? I've been talking to the Indian High Commissioner, I told him, that if the human body is India, Bangladesh is the stomach. Keep the stomach happy, otherwise you'll have to run to the toilet every now and then. So if you really think that way, we can be a problem for India if you have the minimum deterrence. We don't want to create that, but whether we want to create or not, that's a different issue. We must have that deterrence. And unless, and as I said, we have enough money. Bangladesh has now enough money to buy and arm ourselves and to create that deterrence. We don't have the political will, neither the people. Again, our intelligence doesn't believe the biggest problem, and that's why the question of education comes. We are happy just with a piece of land and a flag. But nobody understands how to protect our sovereignty. Why should people understand? You check the curricula from kindergarten to the PhD. Nowhere the significance or the importance of the sovereignty is given. Nowhere the students know why there is a military in a country. But the narrative is just opposite. Why should we have a defense? I think we need to learn a lot from this. And unless we really come out of it, we have a very solid state in the future. Strategic partnership. Friendship to all, malice to none. I very dirtily say, fornicate with all, married to none. We have no husbands. We fornicate with everybody and nobody. And so much so, excuse me for being vulgar, our neighbors even did not give us the simple respect that one has to pay to the prostitute. We don't even get the tips also. That's where we are. So unless we ourselves, I think, we are in a very sad. About the NSA, in my capacity, I have conveyed this message to the BNP political leadership, that you need to have a proper NSA, National Security Agency. It's not just a one-man, it's a complete secretariat, which will help the political leadership to understand. Because today, even buying onion from which country has a geopolitical implications. And that should be a complete secretariat giving full support to the political leadership to understand the full gamut of the sovereignty, national security. Thank you very much for your participation.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, gentlemen.